Welcome back to Super Sentai Review, episode number 219. We're here reviewing the first two episodes of, well, what's translated as Dinosaur Sentai Abaranger, which the original name of the series is Bakuryū Sentai Abaranger, but Bakuryū is translated as dinosaur. That's what I saw in the Sentai. So basically this aired back in 2003. Now, those of you familiar with the equivalent to this in Power Rangers Dino Thunder, yes, the Sentai adapted for that one. And watching that first episode, I'm like, wow, this is so drastically different. I mean, this is quite obviously different. So, we start off in Abaranger with basically Abba Black, where he's riding on his raptor, his mechanical raptor. Yes. And you're thinking, wait, mechanical raptor, didn't Dino Thunder Black, didn't he ride a four-wheeler? He did. The reason why? Extreme! Yes, because the early 2000s basically had two straight Power Ranger seasons in a row where we had to be extreme because that was a thing back then in the US. So he is basically trying to get away from these creatures known as the wicked life form evolution. Which here's something interesting. This is really cool. So the main villain of the series does not appear in the first episode. Nope. Y'all thinking, really? He doesn't? No, he does not make his debut in episode 32. So the first one we see is the Armored Darkness Galton. Or basically he's fighting Alba Black, and of course his charger is damaged, so he can't transform. But then his raptor falls over, and then this bag of, like, what he referred to as dino guts, or whatever, fall through a portal, and then he arrives on another Earth. I'll get to the explanation now. This world is referred to as Dino World. Yes, Dino World. The explanation of this thing's existence is that apparently when the meteor hit that caused the extinction, apparently it kind of split the planet in two, kind of make a different thing for dinosaurs, where dinosaurs are still around, and where they evolve into mechanical beings. I'm like, okay, yeah. And then we have a scene that we did see in Dino Thunder, where basically Tyranno, Tricera, and Pentra, where they're basically going on a rampage, so they're being brainwashed. And meanwhile, though, 5 humans have heard them talk. And these 5 people are Ryoga, Yokoto, Renro, Emery, and Renosuke. Yes, an old man heard them basically about this. So then, of course, Emi and Ryoku basically meet up with them. They try on the suits, and they don't work. And then eventually, well, by the way, in the case of Ryu, he actually sees Tyranno, and he gets knocked out, though he wakes up. Looks like he's about to die, but the dinosaur calls him back. And and the whole thing with Yoto, he has this thing where he's very arrogant, and the first thing you see him doing is that he is putting a woman's hip back in place. Yes, because he is a chiropractor. Yes. In the case of Yellow, she is just a purse snatcher for reasons unexplained here. So then eventually they get their morphers, they morph, and 2 of whom he takes a while, so they're to do morph, and they get their Zords back, no problem. They try their best to stop Tyranno. Eventually they do stop Tyranno, And, well, they get their Zords, and they meet up with Gelon for the first time. And then he is defeated, but not out of the fight just yet. Yes, because they have him take off his helmet. You're thinking, wait, why did he take off his helmet for? Isn't this... Now, by the way, this is the Armor of Darkness. This is Zeltrek's counterpart in the Sentai. Zeltrex was a cyborg who was originally a guy named Smitty who was transformed into this by Mesogog. In Sentai, it's an armor that someone can wear. And you see what like a guy underneath. And by the way, Aka says he has this little thing on his cheeks where it's kind of like dino marks. And then we see a woman by the name Apostle Genie. Yes, the Apostle of Destruction. Yes, that is most of what it is. Gelton basically is given their chance to take care of, well, them. And then, like, they're introduced to their main, well, kind of basically started their headquarters, the Dino House, which sells dino-themed curry. And we also see that, of course, Renru is a big fan of dinosaurs. I believe, if I remember correctly, for these three in Power Rangers, Abared's his counterpart was a soccer guy. Yoto was basically was someone who loves computers. In the case of Renru, she was basically a singer who, at the start, didn't sing very well. Who sang basically in front of nobody. Emery, her counterpart, was basically a girl who's basically around Yoko's age, who basically, her and her friend basically were supposed to be the show's version of Broken Skull. Yep. So, yeah, then of course they show off the little fortress, which it's the same ship that you see in Dino Thunder in the first episode. And they also found something about the Zords that, by the way, this was the whole thing where Yoko doesn't want to be a ranger. He takes off his morpher, just heads down, because he apparently wants to pay 4 million yen. And then you see John up in his Subaru, and he picks up a kid where there's destruction going on, and then eventually kicks the morpher back, and then they merge, and then they take the three Zords, and they merge to form their robot, their Megazord, which is known as Bakuryū Gati Abaro. Oh, and Emmy is one names the team, the Abarangers, Dinosaur Abaranger. That's basically. Oh, in the end of the first episode, we debut basically the Carrier Zord. Bakuryū. Yes, and you probably would think, did this guy serve the same function in Power Rangers? Yes. Yes, he did, and he was Tommy's Zord. Yeah, Brachiozord. Basically, it's the same function. Now, basically, Brachiozord made his debut. Now, Brachio made his debut in episode number 2. Actually, episode 1. Now, Brachio made his debut in episode 5. You're like, that's interesting. Yes, seriously. Yeah, in the case of Abaranger, like, their start basically, it's a two-parter. It's kind of what it is. And they have the famous pose of basically the Rangers with their Zords in the background. Yeah, they did use this also in Power Rangers Dino Thunder as well. So, yeah, then Gelon's given her a chance to basically, and then he's beaten. Then Genie kills him. Yes, apparently Genie is actually his sister. Yep. And that sets up basically what we got forward. Though we also see a debut of several characters in this episode. Oh my gosh, yes. We see a debut. I mean, in the first episode, it was debut of Genie and the first host of the Armor of Darkness. Yep. Which is Gelton. We also see a debut, Dawn Ree, she debuts kind of in this episode too. But we also see a debut of Apostle of Creation Makila and Apostle of Infinity Volva. Which, fun fact, these two have appeared in Power Rangers. And you're thinking like, why the heck basically do that? They actually appeared in... Well, they first appeared, aside from like episode 10, they actually appeared in the Dino Thunder team up. Yes, for some reason in the team up where they teamed up with Ninja Storm, they basically brought this character, Volva. Was the same thing with Volva as well, where this character also popped up basically. Yep. Yeah, for some reason they decided to, like, bring these two in because, why not? Because they probably had no plans to use them, so bring these two in. So, that's kind of basically what we got here. Oh, we also see the debut of their fortress. The Invasion Garden. Which, this thing did not appear in Power Rangers. Nope, it did not. Let me show what the thing looks like because the fact this thing never technically appeared in Power Rangers. So let's basically show off what the thing, kind of like the Sentai, they basically change what the thing looks like because of course they do. I mean, they can't call it something else, so basically, this is what the thing looks like. And I'm not kidding, that's what the thing looks like in the show. So, yeah. This statue is basically these operations for the Wicked Life Form Avalon. Yep, and that's pretty much the 2 episodes in a nutshell. Basically debuting these characters. It's kind of like, okay, so we get our Rangers, we get the supporting characters, we get the villains in episode 2. Kind of interesting the fact why we do that, but you might be thinking, is the version of Elsa? Elsa's counterpart in the show is, I believe it's Volva. Let's see. No, Volva's counterpart in Power Rangers is Mesogog. Mikita. Yeah, this is the one who's Elsa takes the spot of in the show. Yes. That's kind of basically in the case of personality. Yeah, also episode 2 does debut their combined weapon. Yes, their weapons, which basically are Tyrannorod, Tricera Bunker, and Petra Daggers, which makes up to the Dino Bomber. Yep. And this is basically what we got. It's similar to, it's basically their Canada series, just combined 3 weapons into one. And oh, by the way, is in fact also their weapon starter belt like this mentioned Dino Thunder? Yep. That certainly is true. But, yeah. Great start. Definitely looking forward to discussing the rest of the series. Now, like in case of Ever Sentai, I'm going to take a break when I reach episode 32. Why 32? Because that's the end of a story arc. Okay? Now, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and do not hit a dislike button. Bye.